Nithyananda and welcome. This is Maya for NTV News from Dhyanapitham Ashram in Vidadi. Today is Tuesday, October 4th, 2011. The headlines. In the Bagavad Gita Satsang, Swamiji elaborated on the meaning of Swadharma.
Heaven is nothing but living your biomemory, living your conscious pattern.
Swamiji offers condolences to Tavathiru Nachiappa Gnanadesika Swamiji, the head of Koviloor mutt. Kumari puja was performed at Sri Anandeshwara temple this morning. Swamiji performs prana pratishta for Devi Chandi during Chandi Homa. Reports from Guadaloupe, webinar and meditation, Enlightenment decoded. Updates from Satsang Center in Malaysia about Navaratri celebration. Now for the main news. In today's talk on Bagavad Gita chapter 2, 32nd verse, Swamiji reveals the true meaning of Sri Krishna's words. Krishna enjoins Arjuna to fight, for this war will open the doors to heaven. Conventional interpretation of this statement is that when we encounter death, we inevitably reach heaven afterwards. Swamiji explains that actually heaven is simply living our Swadharma. Arjuna is trained warrior. War is his conscious biomemory pattern. He does not suffer over the loss of lives. He loves to fight. Krishna seeks to change Arjuna's momentary lapse of attitude, because for Arjuna, the fight is heaven and the decision to grieve for these mortal bodies is hell. For all of you who missed the morning satsang, you can watch it again on NTV, or you can download this clip from our website nithyananda.org.
Man who lives his pattern, conscious pattern. I wanted to use the right word. You have the pattern imposed on you by society, by different elements which have vested interest on you, which have reason to exploit you. Pattern given by them will really be creating conflicts in you. But the conscious pattern with which you are comfortable, you are living, you are flowing, I can say that creates heaven. Heaven is flowing with your natural pattern and expanding. Let me tell you how to find out your natural pattern, which makes you feel you are something more than what you are. Adding to you. Swadarma means natural law of expansion. By your natural law, you expand.
In other news, this morning, Swamiji offered his respectful condolences to Tavathiru Nachiappa Gnanadesika Swamiji, the head of Koviloor mutt, who passed away last night peacefully. Swamiji fondly remembered him as one of the spiritual leaders who stood by Dhyanapitham and supported Swamiji for the past several years. Even last year, when the organization was going through a bad time because of the scandal, Sri Nachiappa Swami was acclaimed world over his expertise in photography and printing technology. He was part of Kalakshetra for nearly 6 decades. After taking over the running of the mat, his objective had been the spreading of Sanatana Dharma all over the world. For this purpose, he had been spending all the wealth he had earned in his life before taking sannyas. Dhyanapitham extends its full support and offers its heartfelt condolences to the disciples and people who lived with him.
I wanted to offer our deep condolences to Sri Nachiappa Gnanadesika Swamigal of Koviloor mutt, Koviloor Adinam, passed away yesterday night. He is one of our close associates and one Adinam who is really person with a broad vision, and he understands the critical turns Hinduism need to take in the modern world if it has to survive. A matured sadhu. He was always encouraging and promoting a relationship among the different mutts and different sampradayas.
The festival of Navaratri celebrates the transition from world to silence, action to knowledge, from narrow-mindedness to broad-mindedness. Navaratri is all about awakening the dormant divine consciousness in each of us. At the Dhyana Pitam, Navaratri is celebrated with pujas, homas and yagnas. The yagnas are very significant as they create the unseen power which elevates and strengthens the consciousness. The energy created by the herbs used in the homas and the chanting purifies the atmosphere, minds and hearts. Every day, Chandi Homa is performed at the ashram and special worship. This morning at Sri Anandeshwara temple, Kumari puja was performed. As we all know, Devi is worshipped in various forms. One of those forms is the Kumari, the virgin form. This mold is the most powerful form of Mahashakti. The Kumari form of goddess was emphasized as the most dynamic form by the devotees since yesteryears, as Kumari Shakti is the basis of all creations. Our scriptures has emphasized Kumari Puja, particularly to evolve the purity and divinity of the woman of the society. Diminishing the larger than life stature of the goddess to someone much nearer and closer is the real reason for this form of worship. In yesterday's news, we reported about Swamiji performing Prana Pratishta, infusing life energy to Devi Durga's Murti on Saptami during the Durga Puja of Navaratri. Swamiji performed Arati to Devi and participated in Homa by offering the sacred Homa materials into the Homa pit. A small clip follows.
Nasaya nasaya swaha.
Sandhya Puja and Mahishasura Mardanam will be performed at Sri Anandeshwara temple. More details in tomorrow's news. In international news, Nithyananda Center in Guadaloupe reported that online webinar and meditation Enlightenment Decoded with Swamiji that happened on October 2nd has great attendance. 60 people participated in the webinar to two-way video conference. They were all very pleased to hear that another webinar, Kundalini Awakening, Experience the Extraordinary, conducted by Swamiji, is going to happen on October 29th. Grand celebration of Navaratri festival blissfully continues in Malaysia. Report from our ashram in Malaysia says how they celebrated the last day dedicated to Lakshmi, goddess of wealth, who showered her divine grace. On the 5th day of Navaratri, Devi was worshipped as Kanya Kumari, a pretty young goddess decorated with white pearls. She's holding a rosary. Her prayerful, spiritual, ecstatic mood shedded pure spiritual bliss. Her only intention is to attain the Supreme by doing the repetition of God's name, mantra japa, and be a model to the whole of Hindu womankind and embodiment of eternal divine bliss. It was much to adornment of all people who attended the celebration to see Devi sparkling with pearls. The day started with Homa, followed by Abhishekam, sacred bath to Mahameru. Then Archana was done to Mahameru with Akshada, turmeric rice, while the chanting of Lakshmi Ashtotra Sadhanamavali being chanted. A beautiful arati was done to the presiding deities. The celebration has added one more memorable and powerful experience, which is a live satsang and meditation with Swamiji. Everyone felt a strong presence of Swamiji's energy throughout the meditation process. On 6th day of Navaratri celebration, Archana was done to Mahameru using lotus petals. Goddess Devi has showered her divine beauty through an alankar, adornment of God, of Durga Devi with vibrant red sari. An embodiment of creative feminine force, Shakti, Durga exists in a state of fierce compassion, manifests fearlessness and patience. Chanting of Durga Suktam together with the devotional songs dedicated to Goddess Durga was performed as well. The day ended with the offering of Mahaprasad, food offering to all those present. And that is all from us for tonight. Before we end our news, let's hear a quote from Swamiji. When we start feeling grateful for small things, our whole sensitivity will increase. Thank you for joining us and tune in for tomorrow's updates on NTV. Nithyananda.